Hey everyone, it's Will Kelly, and in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you the 7 things that held me back in growing my lawn and landscaping business. And had I known these things earlier, I honestly would be able to probably accelerate, if not double the amount of time it took us to build pretty much $1 million lawn care company. Now, I personally had built our location from zero all the way up to 630,000. And then we have now a general manager who is starting a second location for us. And he's basically going through a lot of the same struggles. So I wanted to take the time to share this with you so that way you aren't stuck always in daily operations with your business. I want to equip you with the 7 things that will help you start to begin to work on your business and not always caught in your business where you won't ever have to be able to like take a vacation or take a day off of operations and things like that. I want you to build an asset that you can hand off to your children at some point or sell for a retirement, something like that. Okay. We are building a business to sell so that way there's value in it. Otherwise, you just own a job. These 7 things, I want to let you know, I made all of these mistakes. Okay. So if you are in a place where you are making these mistakes, it's okay. Don't beat yourself up about it. It's a-okay because these are literally the same mistakes I made. And I'm going to share them with you. Hopefully it accelerates your growth to get you to your goals and where you want to be. Mistake number 1. In the beginning, we did too many lawn sizes. We basically had a variety of different properties that we serviced. For example, majority of our properties were small residential. Those are our cookie cutter properties. We're in and out in 30 minutes with one person. That was the bulk of our services for like mowing and things like that. Now, we also did that for a couple commercial sites for mowing that we needed larger equipment for. But we found that larger equipment, we only used a handful of, even hours during the week. The other 95% of our schedule was spent on these small cookie cutter properties. We also started getting into weed control down the road, and we basically branched out to HOA properties. I mean, these things were 8 and 15 acre properties. And we're like, oh yeah, we've got a push spreader. Like we can do it. And what we found is we had too much variety of types of lawns that we did. So what I would tell you is dial in majority of what your service area is. If it's majority residential, focus on that. If it's majority commercial, focus on that. If it's majority all, large properties, then definitely get a zero turn and focus on that. Or it might be all small lawns like HOA properties. Whatever it is, make sure to dial that in. It will make your life way easier. Number 2, equipment and trucks do not matter. I got caught up so often on Facebook Marketplace doing research. What's the best truck? What's the best mower? What's the best weed eater? What's the best blower? Should I get an aerator? Literally, equipment does not matter. And you and I in the beginning get hung up on this like, oh no, it's very important. We only have so much money that we can put in the business. And all of that is true. Every dollar counts. You obviously want to spend it on something valuable and the right piece of equipment. But what I'm telling you is the brand doesn't matter. The size will matter. But like as simply put, whatever is the closest dealer to you, just do that. Literally, if it's steel, go with steel. If it's Echo, go with Echo. If it's a Toro or a Honda, it doesn't matter. Literally, it doesn't matter. Get the right size mower for your lawns that you're targeting and just pick a brand. You can always switch down the road. People get hung up on this too often and they get like this analysis paralysis. Number 3, it is okay to lose money on a job. I was so incredibly scared in the beginning when I did not know how to install mulch, when I did not know how to trim trees, and I didn't know how long that would take or how much brush we would have, or a lot of different things like how much money that flower bed's going to cost to revamp, like do the whole thing, like rip it out, put new retaining walls in and all that stuff. I was deathly afraid of losing money. And what I realized was there is a piece of that if you do not have the education that you must pay for. If you lose money on a job, it is not the end of the world. In fact, I would say that you are better off than someone else who hasn't dabbled in that type of service yet. And so we want to get those reps in. We want to get that experience. And now that you have that experience of doing it and shooting yourself in the foot and losing a couple $100 on the job. That is never fun. But the knowledge you have now that okay, that's a 2-day side job instead of a 1-day that you thought it was going to be is invaluable, and it will make you way more money down the road, because the quicker you can do that, the quicker you can get that knowledge, the quicker you're going to be able to grow your business and get out of the daily operations, so that way you can start to scale your business. Number 4, we did too many services. In the first 2 years, we offered everything under the sun in lawn and landscaping. Today, 5 years later, we have dialed it back to pretty much 3 different services, and we've simplified those services all the way down. We do mowing, we do weed control, and we do flower bed cleanup. That's it. We don't even plant anything. We don't do sod. We don't do tree trimming. We don't do bush removals. We have dialed it in because in the beginning, you are figuring it out, and that's okay. But if you want to grow and get out of the daily operations, I remember distinctly running around like a chicken with my head cut off in our second year, trying to pick up plants from the nursery, show the crews how to plant the flowers, order the sod on the phone, get all the mowing customers done. It was crazy. And I was a generalist, a jack of all trades in all of those categories under lawn and landscape. Now we are professionals. We've turned that key. We are dialed in on mowing, weed control, and flower bed cleanups. Why? That is what we spend majority of our day doing. And so instead of us doing a side job here and a tree trimming here every so often, our crews weren't trained that well because they weren't doing, or you weren't doing, that service every day. Now they do it every single day. So they get way more efficient at it. We can bring our costs down, and we can sell more jobs to customers because we have a much better price, because we're very, very efficient at what we do. Number 5, I was too lackadaisical with the employees up front when we hired them about standard operating procedures, uniform, when to be to work on time, what is a tardy, what is a call off, all of these things. Training, I was too laid back because me personally, I don't like conflict. And so when I was developing my leadership skill, I was very lax with this stuff. I would come in 5 minutes late. To be honest, I didn't even say anything to him. I would just be like, oh man, hopefully he's here on time tomorrow. And what I found is tomorrow rolled around and the guy was late again. Why? Because I didn't nip it in the butt at the beginning when it first happened. After hiring literally probably 50 different employees over the last 3 years and doing probably hundreds of interviews, I have learned that if there is a problem, or if there is an issue, or somebody's late, or have a call off, we and you and I, as leaders of your company or business, need to nip it in the butt as quickly as possible. Otherwise, it's only going to get worse. It's not going to be good. And then you're going to let it build up like me over time, and then it's all going to come out at once, which is not good either. So, number 6, this is an absolute big one, and I hope this brings great value to you guys. As you begin to scale your business past $300,000 lawn and landscape, you must keep your admin costs significantly low. This is where majority of the profits in the business lie, and I failed to do this. We had like 30 to 35% of our total revenue going towards admin. Now, we need to break this down. What does admin actually mean? That means somebody, a phone assistant, software, rent for the office people, overhead, basically. Admin costs to basically run the operations on the back end, that it doesn't really actually make money. It just helps the wheel spin. We were spending so much money in this category, and it hurt us for literally 2 years. And I'm still trying to fix it right now because I'm still above 15%, but we're getting closer. Number 7, if not the most important thing that we learned, sales cures everything in the business. Sales cures all. What do I mean by that? If you have a customer that doesn't pay, we need to go out and get more sales. If we have an employee that walks off the job, we need to go out and get more sales. If the business is not running as efficiently as possible, we need to go out and get more sales. Now, from a surface level, that might seem mind-boggling to you. You're like, Will, how is that going to fix it? Very simple. If you make more sales and make more money, you will be able to pay a better employee to do that job. You will be able to fire that customer that continues to give you problems in your business and say, bye. We're going to go get somebody else who's higher paying. Sales, it's literally the lifeblood of your business. That is something that you need to focus on and put at the priority of everything. For example, in your day, I challenge you. In fact, put it in the comments below right now. What percentage of your day do you spend on sales? And be honest, guys. Don't be sugarcoating this stuff. Put it in the comments right now. You work what? 8 hours a day, Monday through Friday, 8 hours a day. How many hours out of that day are you spending on doing sales? Divide that by 8. That's your percentage. Put it in the comments. Let's put it out there, guys, because if we humble ourselves and we put it out there, we can help fix each other. All right. I found that when I was at that 3-year mark, a lot of my day was spent doing stuff that was not making money. I was cleaning the trucks. I was organizing the shop. I was sweeping the shop. I was having, tons of one-on-ones with employees and doing all this stuff. And guys, all of that stuff is important, but what matters more is going out and getting more sales. So focus your time and energy, make that the priority of your day. In fact, what I do these days is I do estimates in the morning. Why? Because it's the most important thing. Then when I get back, I call the estimates. Again, I'm doing more sales. I'm calling estimates, the ones I literally just did, saying, hey, customer, I was there today. I sent you an estimate. Do you want to get on the schedule? I've got availability this week or next week. Which week do you want to book? That's what I literally do. I spend today more than 60% of my day doing sales. Either I'm doing estimates or doing follow-up calls or sending out emails and texts constantly to the customers about getting more jobs on the schedule. Guys, if you understand and really take these 7 things to heart through this video, go back and rewatch this. Seriously, there's a lot to unpack here. If you really take the time to study your business and really dive into these 7, this will allow you to accelerate your growth and not always work in the business. I was talking to one of my general managers recently, and he's like, man, the mowing, it's just so physical. He's like, it's very hard on the body. And in the back of my mind, you know what I'm thinking? Sales cures all. Why? Because if you get more sales, you can hire out somebody in a truck to do your whole mow route. If mowing is too physical for you and you would prefer to be on the landscaping or the weed control side in our business, I'm just sharing with you guys a real life example, then what we need to do is grow this business. We need to get more sales. We need to grow the business so we can get another truck, so we can get another couple team members in a truck and just make them the designated mow team so you don't have to mow. I'm telling you, sales cures all, guys. If you guys follow these 7 steps, you will absolutely be able to start to transition from always working in the day-to-day operations to now working on your business. And when does that normally happen? Typically, what I see is around that $500,000 mark. You could start to really pull yourself out of the field and really focus on more sales, really focus on more hiring, and really building an asset to where you're not always the one pushing the mower each and every day. Guys, if you found this video helpful, hit that like button, share it with a friend who is going through the same process as you, and we'll see you guys next time.